Dennis, how are you, sir?
I'm great. No complaints. How are you?
I am doing just fine. No complaints from me either. There aren't a lot of complaints from Missouri fans right now from this past season. I'll just start off with congrats on what the season was, and how do you think it went for you guys?
Well, I appreciate it. As the Witten family head men's basketball coach at Mizzou, it's great tradition that has come before me. But the tradition that I truly believe impacted our season was the fans. Those that come near and far for games, they showed up. The city of Columbia embraced me, my family, and they've embraced our young people, our guys. They gave them confidence. They really made a big difference, and I just continue to encourage and challenge in a healthy and humble way. We need you at Mizzou Arena every single game because it can be special.
Were you confident that would happen? That we've seen Mizzou Arena in the past and how much fun it is and what the atmosphere is. It's been lacking for a while. Were you confident that get in there, get your guys in there, play basketball the way that Missouri fans are hoping basketball is going to be played there on the court, that they would show up and support it and be like it was?
I'm a very confident person, but not arrogant. I'm very humble. And I'm thankful for the opportunity, but more importantly, the young people being able to play the style of basketball that we've played and the style that I think has complemented our success. When my name was announced as the head coach, many people may not have known what I could bring to the table or my philosophy, things like that, but they gave me and the staff a chance. They gave our leadership a chance. And it's a beautiful thing when all those things are aligned. And we have sellouts, we have fans, we have those donating what they donate. And that's the real tradition that never graduates. That's the real traditions that never come and go. Student athletes come and go, coaches come and go, ADs come and go, but the fans stay. And they've been great stewards.
Dennis Gates is our guest, head coach of the Missouri Tigers. A year ago at this time, you were, 11 days on the job as the head coach of the Missouri Tigers. Going back and looking from there to now, as you look back, this journey, what's it been like for you to sort of reflect a little bit on year one for you?
So when I reflect, it's a blur. And I say it's a blur simply because there was a lot of sleepless nights trying to just get it right. And there's still going to be sleepless nights at this time trying to get next season right. I think that's the life of a coach. That's what makes us unique. I truly believe I was moving at 1,000 miles per hour, 1,000 miles per hour. And today I'm probably moving 999 miles per hour, right?
So it slowed down for you, thank goodness.
It slowed down just 1 mile per hour, but it quickly revs right back up. You can't really reflect and enjoy what you've done because you're constantly looking forward, trying to build and manage and be a CEO.
Yeah, and you're trying to do that while, I mean, the part of it that a lot of people don't see is like, the family structure. So you're in Columbia. You're building a program. You got family elsewhere. Your wife is living in a different city.
Yeah.
That can't be easy to where it's like there's pressure on you to go and get this Missouri program back up and running, to get players in, to recruit your own players, and all the while you're like, where are we living? What house are we in? What's she going to do? Is she going to be here? All of that stuff like that. That probably, those sleepless nights might be more than just who's going to be on my team.
Yeah, so we're under one roof now. She sacrificed what she sacrificed to make it work. I thank her for that, but more importantly, we thank the leadership at Mizzou for having us in the city of Columbia, for embracing us. Our kids love it. We love it. It's home. It feels like home. That's the most important thing. It feels like home, uninterrupted. And we have a great, great program that we're constantly trying to figure out how we can get better. One thing is you can't be complacent, and we're not complacent based off what we've been able to accomplish. We still fell short of goals. I wanted to win the SEC. We finished in 4th. I wanted to win the SEC tournament. We got to the semifinals. I wanted to play this weekend and not sit here and talk to you, but nothing against you, right?
Hey, I don't want to talk to you in the future either.
I wanted to sit here and be preparing for a game, and we fell short. We won one game. We lost to a great Princeton program, great Princeton team. And this tournament really shows you how much parity, but also how many great teams are being left out without expansion happening.
Dennis Gates is our guest, the Missouri Tigers head coach. When contract extension comes up, and congrats on the contract extension,
I appreciate it.
Is that where Desiree Reed-Francois, she comes and approaches you? Is it a mutual thing? I'm assuming you go through the season. You're going 999 miles an hour now. What goes through maybe as a coach when maybe that comes up and she says, we want to give you a contract extension, that we know what's going on here and what the future is, that not only did we hire the right guy, we hired the right guy for a long time. We want to make sure that you ain't going anywhere.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm focused on the games. I'm focused on my players and programs. We're in season mode. I think she respected that, but she knew what was going on around us in this profession, but also how important it is to have retention, how important it is to know that I love it in Columbia. My family loves it in Columbia. And she didn't second-guess herself. So for Desiree to have the vision that she had, and our board, our president, Moon Choi, to be on that same page, I thank them. I thank our donors, our boosters, and all our fans who constantly sacrifice their time to be at the arena, but also their treasures to buy season tickets and donate to our Tiger Scholarship Fund and different things like that. So it takes a village, and the true village is our people that's aligned at the right time together.
Visiting with Dennis Gates, and there was a lot of things that aligned with your team. You got a lot of new players coming in, some guys that even had been around the program, but not with you as the head coach and the system and all of that. Why do you think this group of players, why do you think it worked the way that it did, to where you got them to play that way, to where 25 wins, first time in a decade, a tournament win, first time in 12 years with this group?
I don't talk in third person, so it may, I don't know really the magnitude of what we've just done. I'm not a guy that celebrates a lot, but it may have something to do with the chemistry that I have with our institution, the chemistry that our institution has with me, the city of Columbia, the comfort level that I have with that and our staff. But also we're bringing in the right guys. I think the right players at the right time makes a difference. I credit those that come before me. I really respect the tradition of our coaches, from Norm Stewart, Mike Anderson, Quinn Snyder, Kim Anderson, Frank Haith, Conzo Martin. I reached out to every last one of them when I got the job, just to reflect and say thank you, because to be a great coach, you have to be absent from your home, and the sacrifices are still documented. No matter what the tenure said we did, the sacrifices are documented. So I just thank them, and I lean on their shoulders, and I just try to, be a good steward and move the program in a direction that I think is respectable amongst what the expectations are.
Well, I know there's a lot of optimism and excitement about the Missouri program with Missouri fans. Maybe not even just with me, but others that are out there. Yeah. It was a lot of fun to be as stressed on in March as a lot of the anxiety and the nerves that hadn't been there in a while. That it's just nice to have that back. Having anxious moments in a game.
I think the fun part is having a fan base so basketball educated. Start talking about seeding. Right, yeah. What seed are you? What when you have that smoke around your program, you have the possibility of fire that really is going to allow you to propel and make those things come true. I think our fan base are true barometers of expectation and where you are. If they did not care, there would be a problem.
Yeah.
We have some caring fan base and people in our program that make you feel that this is the right spot. We had a great selection Sunday. We just didn't win one more or two more or three more or four more games to get here at this place in Houston. And that was our goal at the beginning of the season. That's the first thing I talked about.
Dennis Gates is our guest. At what point through the season did you think, well, I guess at the beginning of the season, we can be this. We can grow into this. At what point in the beginning of the season, for Missouri fans, it changed from can you make it to the tournament to then what you're talking about? Ooh, what's their seed going to be? They're in the tournament. Yeah. When did it change for you that, what, this team is good and we got a chance to, win the SEC. We got a chance to, make some noise in the NCAA tournament.
I think fans' seasons start in November. That's why you have the Midnight Madness and all that.
Yeah.
A coach's season starts in June, when those guys walk in the locker room on the very first day. And now you get to see the potential, you get to see where you're trying to go, and you get to see all that stuff evolve. And you have to make sure you keep it on track. You have to make sure your messaging is correct. There's so many minor details that go into it. But our season started last June. It started when I was sitting here 11 days after I was named the head coach, right? Those things matter, but also the staff that you hire matters. And we were able to put a group of men in the same room to devise a plan and have each other's blind spots.
Yeah.
And I thank, again, our athletic director, Desiree Reed-Francois, our president, Moon Choi, our board of curators, for being not only the leaders that they are, but the partners. They're in the foxhole with us, right? They're not sitting high and looking low. They're right there with us, and that's what makes it inspiring.
A lot of people were inspired by the Isaiah Mosley and senior night.
Man,
you and Desiree. That was an amazing
scene. Absolutely. We have a great relationship with all our players. We want to build a family atmosphere, so that's just one percentage of what we do.
It's one part that may be seen publicly versus what all goes on behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
Dennis Gates, Missouri head coach, is our guest. One of the things that last year was a big part of the success was Kobe Brown returning and staying at Mizzou and saying, I'm going to be a Missouri Tiger with Dennis Gates. A lot of Missouri fans wondering about that this year. What's in his future for Kobe? Is it another year at Mizzou? Is it the NBA? Is it professional basketball somewhere? What do you think the future is for Kobe?
Well, the most important part in all that is making sure a young man's dreams and aspirations do come true. We want him to figure out what's next, and that's what he and his family are doing now, and that's what we are consistently meeting on. I think building a team to make sure that we can harness the success that we had this year is important. So we're going to continue to recruit the portal, but also we're going to always have young men in this climate. I'll be shocked at how many teams don't have one guy go in the portal. I'll be curious what that stat looks like, but I won't only know until August how many guys gone in the portal. But I think it's the normalcy of our game is here, and we have to be fluid. We have to be working toward building a roster, but also retaining a roster. And we have some great players coming back and returning. But we're going to give Kobe Brown and his family the space to figure that out.
When did you realize that, and maybe when did he realize he could be that good? Because that's one thing, like the potential, like Missouri fans could see it even as a freshman. Like, this guy's got some game to him, like an all-around game. But I don't know that I ever saw that where Utah State, it's like he just takes over. Like he goes Kobe, it's like all the kids in the parking lot. Kobe.
We want to continue to encourage him. Yeah. Because when I first got here at Mizzou and we had our first workout, he said, "Coach, you want me to shoot this?" "Yes, Kobe, I want you to shoot that ball." "What you mean?" "Or I'm going to take you out the game." So we had a little headbutting going on when it comes down to how aggressive I wanted him to be as a perimeter shooter, because I saw the work that he put in. I saw how talented he was, but also his development over the course of the last couple years that Coach Martin and his staff was able to identify that young man and bring him in, but get him better, right? Yeah. I wanted him to take the next step, right? And that's what he did. He were able to improve his three-point percentage by 25-plus percentage points. That's unheard of.
Yeah.
He increased his volume and his efficiency from points to rebounding rate and different things like that. And that's the things that I enjoy watching the development of a young man.
Yeah, Dennis Gates is our guest, Missouri head coach. We've had some fun with this. Kim English, former Missouri Tiger at Providence.
Absolutely.
He played one of his players that was in the portal one-on-one to see if he would take his name out of the portal. So we started getting a conversation. Who would be the best recruiter in the SEC if the coaches had to play their recruits one-on-one? We talked about you, but
absolutely.
We looked at the Big 12 too. The SEC would smoke the Big 12 with coaches. I think
in the Final Four, we need to have a Big 12 coaches team against the SEC coaches team, and we just play at least one half, right, of basketball against each other and see what we can do.
I don't think it would be close. Coach, I don't think it would be close. Who would win in the SEC, though? If you had to recruit the players, you had to go one-on-one, because you got some Stackhouse is there, Mike White there. I mean, Golden played college basketball. I mean, you guys, Golden played college basketball like 10 years ago.
And we got our own strengths and weaknesses, right?
True.
We got our strengths and weaknesses, and I respect every coach in our conference. you got to be careful for the Bruce Pearl and
He's gonna
and
chest you.
Calipari and Musk too. Now
Well,
you can't doubt those guys.
Cal's going to be screaming about a foul the whole time, though. We know that. You didn't say it. I said it. Cal's going to be screaming about a foul. Musselman, I think, when you go up for a lap, I think he might just chuck you. Like, he might just
It's
throw
a part
a
of the
shoulder.
game. It's a part of the game.
No
now.
blood, no foul.
Hey, no blood, no foul. I know Stack has the NBA background, but you cannot knock even Nate Oates. You can't knock even we got several coaches man that can play.
Yep, absolutely. So my money's still on you.
I appreciate that.
But
But I'll tell you this, like Kim, I'm not playing my players. I love my players too much, and I'm too much of a competitor. I played the game a different way.
That's a good point.
And I love my relationship. I love my job. I don't
point.
want to compromise that at all.
It's weird. You're too much of a competitor, but it doesn't look like that on the sideline. Not that you're not a competitor.
Everybody
but
says that.
it's just, I mean, it's not necessarily
Am I too calm?
No, I mean, I don't know. I will take the calm versus somebody just going ballistic on the sideline. Like, I don't need, Kim Mulkey ripping 7, jackets off during the game. I enjoy it. I think it's a great demeanor.
Do you believe if I told you that I got one technical foul before?
I would believe it because sometimes it can be a quiet wrong word that can be said that you get a technical.
So check this out. I got a technical foul at Cleveland State, and they felt so bad. The referee, the head of officials, they felt so bad because they're like, oh, Gates doesn't say half the things that some of these coaches say. What were we thinking? So I got an apology, but all I said was that was a foul. That's all I said, and I got a technical foul for that before.
I've seen a coach Rick Pitino got a technical foul for yelling at his player Kyle Kuric because Carl Hess was standing in front of him and he thought he was yelling at Carl.
We all make mistakes, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Carl Hess turned around, teed him up, and everybody's like, "What? I'm talking
yelling
to
at
Kyle.
the player.
I'm talking to Kyle, not Carl.
I'm ripping him.
But you can't take it back though. Technical's already been called.
Cannot take
it back. Do you think maybe you'll get another one in your career?
No.
I mean, it would be surprising if you.
I'll be shocked. I was shocked. I'm still shocked I got a technical foul before.
Is that always been your demeanor on the sideline? Because you're such a competitor on the court.
Yeah.
But why is that? What do you gain? What's the team gain from that guy doing that?
I have a high level of emotional intelligence. I've been through a lot of things in my life. A lot of things. And basketball is not even close. A call, a missed call, or even players making mistakes. I'm not that guy. Because as I look back and reflect, we pull out of that bucket of experiences. Man, I'm a college basketball coach. I'm not supposed to be here. I am not. I'm an inner city kid from Chicago, Illinois. And I've been blessed enough to have coaches and educators believe in me and change my life. They allow me to see the best version of myself. And now I'm able to do that to young people. I'm able to build a bridge from where they are now to where they're going to be. And when they see me, I want them to be able to pull from what they see. And when they come in adverse situations, when they come in situations where their back is against the wall, they get to say, how would Coach Gates, I remember Coach Gates being this calm. I learned something. They may not say it right now, but they will pull from what they see me do every day in consistency in that one time, that 1 second, where if they choose the wrong actions, it can change their life and put them in a bind. I would rather them make the decision by seeing how I react, and that's why I do it, man.
Dennis Gates, Missouri basketball head coach, and I believe the program is in good hands.
Oh, I appreciate that.
With Dennis Gates, and hopefully for a long time.
Hey, I appreciate it. I'm here, man. I'm here.
Hey, and with all due respect, okay, I hope I do not talk to you at the Final Four ever again.
Hey, it's right there, man. I want to be a Hall of Fame coach, and I got to get here. We got to get here.
Yeah.
Institution's never been here, and that's my goal.
That's it. Yeah, it's
M-I-Z, man. M-I-Z. M-I-Z.
Z-O-U. There's Dennis Gates joining us here. We were hanging out at the Final Four. We take a timeout. We come back. We'll continue rolling more zone. Maybe we just replay that interview over and over again. We'll continue right here on a Thursday.